We welcome the President of the United Nations General Assembly to Pakistan, and it has been an era of turmoil in the past few months at least, as far as Palestine was concerned, and we have felt, and the voices of the Ummah as well as the voices of the people, the just voices of the people have been raised in the General Assembly, and I must congratulate the President of the General Assembly for ensuring the fact that despite the Security Council not responding with even a statement, the voice of the oppressed was heard in the General Assembly, and that is where Pakistan made sure that there is a ceasefire. There is a discrepancy in world thinking when disproportionate reactions take place, where only 5 Israelites or 20 are killed, and at the same time the bombardment kills 230 or 200 plus Palestinians. We must recognize, the world must recognize a disproportionate reaction. For example, if I give you a figure that 5 people were killed on one side and 1,000 were killed on the other side just in reaction, so that will be a very bad figure. But that has happened in the world. So therefore, in our discussions a few minutes before we came for the ceremony, I was talking about the fact that the hope with the United Nations has been there. Palestine is burning, Kashmir is burning, and we have been looking towards the United Nations to fulfill its own promises made in the 50s with the Kashmiri people. And if there is no choice left, these people then, the suppressed, turn towards violence, but we feel that there must be openings towards peace for the downtrodden people whose land has been occupied. So there's an opportunity in Palestine for a two-state solution. But ultimately, what is a two-state solution? I believe very strongly that the majority should be governing the country or the land wherever it is. But even if it is a two-state solution, the opportunity to go towards a two-state solution is in a few years, and then things, the situation in Palestine, if you look at the last 20, 30, 40 years, it has continuously gone down. The same thing has happened in Kashmir. The situation has never improved. It has gone worse. The occupation is legitimized. Demographic changes are brought in. So we have a lot of hope with the United Nations, and I think the United Nations and this era of recognition of nation states started from the Westphalian Order, which we talked about, which was a result of 30 years war and 80 years war. And the hope was that when we provide security to the nation states, there will be peace. On the other hand, what we see today, international institutions based on vested interests, international institutions not based on morality. And I'm proud of the fact to mention that in the early era of the Muslims, there were institutions which were based on morality, and we look forward to an international era which is based on morality. So I don't want to speak too long because we would like to hear your words, and I thank you for visiting Pakistan, and Pakistan continues to play an important role in the United Nations, reflecting what its nation thinks about Kashmir. And we are very emotional people. So what we think about Kashmir and what we think about Palestine, we would like to be a strong advocate, and as the Prime Minister has said, that he is the strongest advocate as far as Kashmir is concerned, to let the international community know what is pain. Today, with the social media, news cannot be suppressed. Anti-Zionism, anti-Israel statements are sometimes construed to be anti-Semitic. We are not anti-Semitic people. The Muslims have never been anti-Semitic, and therefore we believe the atrocities committed, an apartheid state created in Palestine, is very painful to us. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.